how your childhood shaped the love you accept today, whether you want to admit it or not. The love you accept today is a reflection of the love you were exposed to long before you even understood what relationships were. Childhood isn't just a period of life, it is the blueprint that shapes your emotional world, your beliefs about love, and the way you show up in your relationships. And the reason you struggle with unhealthy patterns now isn't because you're flawed, it's because your heart is still following rules it never agreed to. Rules written by experiences you didn't choose. Growing up, you learned what love looked like. You learned what affection felt like. You learned how safe or unsafe emotional closeness was. If love was inconsistent, you learned to tolerate inconsistency. If affection depended on your behavior, you learned to overperform. If your emotions weren't validated, you learned to hold everything inside. And these patterns didn't disappear when you became an adult. They became the lens through which you interpret every relationship. Your childhood teaches you what you must do to be chosen. Some people were taught they needed to be perfect grades, perfect behavior, perfect emotions. Now, as adults, they feel they must be perfect partners to deserve love. Others were taught they needed to stay quiet, avoid conflict, and make themselves small to keep the peace. Now, they fear expressing needs or setting boundaries. Others grew up invisible, overshadowed, overlooked. Now, they become drawn to people who barely see them because invisibility feels familiar. The emotional wounds from childhood don't vanish simply because you grow older. They evolve. They disguise themselves. They appear in the people you choose, the love you chase, and the relationships you tolerate. A child who felt abandoned becomes an adult terrified of being left. A child who felt ignored becomes an adult who overgives to feel noticed. A child who felt unsafe becomes an adult who mistakes chaos for passion. You end up repeating patterns not because you want to, but because they feel like home